Are you ready to take your small business know-how and mindset to the next level? Then check out my new Crank and Boom Substack, The Scoop. On this platform, not only do I write about topics we're covering here on the Crank and Boom podcast, but I do a deeper dive into them along with some personal anecdotes that take you behind the scenes of what it takes to build your dream business. Plus, there'll be some other content that I love, like travel, foodie things, and other fun stuff that you won't get anywhere else. Subscribe today at crankandboom.com, and I'll see you over on Substack. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Crank and Boom podcast. I am your host, Toa Green. I opened a Thai restaurant with my family 17 years ago that has since morphed into a multi-million-dollar ice cream business. I have the honor of leading 40-plus teammates to fulfill our company's mission: create joy, ignite laughter, and inspire compassion. And now I get to share my experiences of building this incredible business with you. On the show, we chat all things small business, family, and life, and how we can do it all with a bit more purpose and in community. I am so glad that you're here. This is the Crank and Boom podcast. As someone who has worked in hospitality for over 35 years, I know that amazing customer service is the best and most important business strategy of all. According to a study by PricewaterhouseCoopers, 73% of consumers say that customer service is a crucial factor in their purchasing decisions. To capture return customers and create a loyal following, customer service can be such a game changer. There are many companies out there that have made a name for themselves just for their commitment to customer service. Zappos, Amazon, Costco, and of course my favorite, Target. Over-the-top service is a hallmark of how Crank and Boom conducts its day-to-day operations. We want people to leave every experience feeling not just satisfied, but overjoyed and delighted. I know it's not possible to get it right 100% of the time. We are human after all, but we can certainly try. In all businesses, you're going to get a tough customer and an even tougher online review here and there. But it is possible to be kind and demonstrate integrity in the face of these situations. But it is possible to be kind and equip your team to handle these moments. You can set up a support system that empowers them while also still leaning into your company values. At the end of the day, we strive for great customer service, not only to strengthen our business, but really because it's the right thing to do. In this episode, I'm going to share some of our secrets behind our over-the-top hospitality ethos, how we build out our customer service tactics, and how we've learned to handle negative situations with customers. So let's get into it. I have been in hospitality for a long time, and I also feel like because I am Thai and also because I am Southern, hospitality is really built into my blood and my bones. And so I live it, I breathe it, I understand it. I feel like it is one of the things that really makes our company shine and makes us a lot different than other places. One of the first lessons that I learned was at Thai Orchid, and there was a customer, and this was probably within the first 6 months of us opening. And we had gone through some really hard family challenges. My dad had gotten very sick just a few months after we opened. We had to close for 2 or 3 months to live with him in the hospital, and we didn't know if the business was going to keep going. So a customer came. I don't even remember what exactly he complained about. But he complained about something, sent me an email. He was very unhappy. I was very tempted to send a very long, agitated review about everything that we had been through and that he needed to just back off a little bit. That's how I felt. But I went back to my customer service skills that had been embedded in me from my parents and just from my time in hospitality, and wrote him a very nice email back and said, "Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that you took the time to email us about this issue. Here are the steps that we're going to take to help make it better for you." And I thought I would never hear from him ever again because I honestly wasn't quite sure that I really wanted this grouchy person as a part of our restaurant community. Well, it turns out this person not only replied back and had softened his tone, and you can tell in emails when someone's mad, and then when they come back and they have softened their tone and that they have a little more grace and they have a little more compassion. And from then on, this person and his wife were amazing customers. They showed up every week and we became good friends. And over the almost 10 years that we had that restaurant, he was there every week, all the time. And he was our champion. And he would repost things that we were posting on social media. He was one of our biggest advocates. When you are starting out, it is hard to hear bad reviews. It is hard to hear someone complain about something. It is hard when you are working so hard to hear someone criticize something that you're doing. The way that I have handled difficult customer situations and the way we present ourselves and the way we deal with these things has evolved over time. Not just negative situations, but how we make those good situations even better. How do we serve people in a way that isn't just them having a nice experience? How do we make it so over the top that they feel like they have to tell their friends, they have to tell someone about it, they have to say, well, this happened and you won't believe this amazing experience that we had. You just never know where people are in life, and you also don't know what their story might be. And maybe they're acting in some terrible way because something terrible has happened to them. We don't know. A lot of times people just want to be understood. So if you can meet people at that place instead of letting it get to you or having it dive into your emotions or getting offended that they were mad about something, you have to meet people where they're at and say, I'm so sorry that that happened. That certainly isn't how we wanted your experience to go. I hope we have the opportunity to serve you again. And maybe people will come back and maybe they won't, but at least you put the effort in, and putting that effort will go a very long way. If you've been here for a while, you know that I incorporate community in everything I do. It fuels every decision I make about my life and my company. Our beloved sponsors, Holly Hill & Co., also share the same love for community. In fact, their love of community is why they work so hard to highlight local produce in all 9 of their Central Kentucky restaurants, like Zim's in downtown Lexington, Honeywood at the Summit, and the historic Holly Hill Inn in Midway. So you can experience what it means to connect the farmer and the food to your family's table. And now they've expanded their offerings to the community by opening a new cooking studio and retail store. You can take cooking classes with the very famous James Beard-nominated Chef Weta Michael herself and learn about how to make the most out of your farmer's market haul or how to craft the perfect bourbon menu. And while you're there, shop the handcrafted goods and thoughtfully curated gift sets for your friends and family. Learn more about their new cooking studio and retail store in downtown Versailles, Kentucky by visiting hollyhillandco.com. Again, that's hollyhillandco.com, and let them know Tal from the Crank and Boom podcast sent you. The holiday season is here, and it's the perfect time to celebrate amazing food with your friends and family. I've learned when running a business that it's so important to take time out to share special moments with your loved ones, and I can't stress this enough. So when you're making plans to create magical moments for the holidays, remember that Goldbelly can make your holiday unforgettable. Whether it's Ina Garten's carrot cake for a special holiday dinner or Crank and Boom's Flavors of Kentucky ice cream collection for your special holiday gifts, Goldbelly can deliver it right to your door. Don't miss out on Goldbelly's incredible offerings this holiday season. Head to goldbelly.com and make your celebrations and gift giving this season even sweeter. Reviews are a huge asset, especially if you're not on the front line getting a gauge on how customer service is and how people are feeling. People love sharing. So being able to have that feedback is so invaluable for us. And so what happens when a bad review comes? We address it. Our team also encourages people to give us a review online. It's just a way for us to get feedback. And it is a marker for me to catch red flags. I am the keeper of all online reviews. I get notifications from TripAdvisor, Yelp, Google, Square, which is our point of sale system. Square will actually email someone or on their receipt, give them an ability to give immediate feedback. And so they can put a smiley face or a frowny face, and they can write whatever it is they want to write. Some bad reviews are not meant to have my energy. I'll say that, because sometimes it's just crazy and out of left field and there's nothing I can do about it. Now, if it's feedback that I feel like is constructive and something we can do about, then I will respond. We will try to make it right. I feel like for the most part, we have such a loyal base and we have so many people that believe in us and patronize our business that we have built up such a bank of good reviews that even the every once in a while bad review that comes along, it doesn't stress me out. It's just something that might happen. I appreciate when somebody takes the time to give us feedback because if something is not right, like we want to fix it, we want to make it right. And so if you can reframe the way you think about it instead of being offended that somebody wasn't happy about something, if you can reframe it and think, thank you for the feedback, you are helping us be better. Don't take negative feedback personally. Use it as a tool, make it right, then it'll help some of your sanity instead of just being mad if somebody writes something that's not 100% positive. One of the biggest things that I can tell you in terms of tactically, how do you do over the top service? Be a listener. It's listening and finding ways that you can over deliver. So if you can think of ways ahead of time and then you practice that, it will become something that comes naturally to you. We don't have a script that says these are the things you need to say when somebody comes in. We tell our team, make it conversational, get to know people when they come in and get to know them. Are they visiting? Are they celebrating something? What's going on in their day? All those things. And the information they will give you are indicators for ways that you can make their experience better. For example, if I showed up and you could tell I'm frazzled because I have two small kids and my hair is all a mess and I'm just trying to get through the day and I'm just trying to get my kids ice cream. If somebody was serving me, this is what I would hope would happen. They could see that I was stressed and they would find a way to help. So if I was struggling, even just getting in the door, somebody would run out and open the door for me and say, welcome to Crank and Boom. How can we help you? And we would find a way to engage with the kids. Maybe you put on free sprinkles because you know that that's going to make those kids happy. And happy kids mean happy moms. Make good service and over-the-top customer service a part of your team culture. This innate ethos that we have within the company that says it is your job to make every person's experience something amazing and over the top. I have always challenged people and always tried to tell them we have to be appreciative of the people that come in our doors. Even if they do something that is not the nicest, we still need to have this feeling and this attitude of gratitude that because these customers are coming in, that is what allows us to do what we do. It allows us to have this company. It allows us to have our jobs. You need to take the time to actually think about what are those ways, not just so you can have satisfied customers. How can you over deliver? And that should be your standard. Being able to reframe how we think about customers is something that will be revolutionary for your business. Thank you so much for listening to the Crank and Boom podcast. If you want business advice and tactics like this every week, click that follow button wherever you listen to your podcast so you never miss an episode with us. Also, if you like what you heard today, it would mean so very much to me if you would leave us a review that helps other people find us. Leave a note on what topics you want me to cover more of because we would love to hear from you. I can't wait to meet you here again very soon. Until next time, peace.
This is a production of Four Eyes Media.